My girlfriend used to hit me in public. Everyone thought it was funny until she pulled a knife. The first time my girlfriend slapped me, everyone laughed. Not nervous laughter. Real laughter. Like it was entertaining. Like a grown man getting hit by his girlfriend was somehow adorable instead of humiliating. And honestly, that moment changed how I see people forever. Because I learned something terrifying. A lot of people don't take abuse seriously when the victim is a man. At the time, I was 24. My girlfriend Kayla was 23. We'd been together for almost 3 years. At first, our relationship looked passionate from the outside. We posted cute photos. Went on trips. Had chemistry people envied. But privately, Kayla had a temper that scared me long before I admitted it to myself. At first it was small things. Throwing objects during arguments. Punching walls. Screaming loud enough for neighbors to hear. But eventually her anger became physical. The first time she hit me, it happened during an argument about a female coworker. Nothing inappropriate had happened. Kayla just saw me laughing at something my coworker posted online and instantly assumed I was cheating. I remember trying to calm her down when suddenly she slapped me across the face. Hard. And then immediately started crying afterward. That part is important. Because abusive people often weaponize guilt immediately after violence. She kept repeating, "I'm so sorry. You scared me. I just love you too much." And stupidly, I forgave her. That's the part people don't understand about abusive relationships. Nobody stays because they enjoy pain. They stay because abuse rarely happens without emotional manipulation attached to it. After that incident, things slowly escalated. She started shoving me during arguments. Grabbing my phone aggressively. Scratching me when angry. Throwing things at walls near me. And every single time there was an excuse. Stress. Anxiety. Alcohol. Jealousy. Childhood trauma. Always something. And honestly, part of me kept minimizing it because I'm a man. I genuinely thought, she's smaller than me. It's not real abuse. I should be able to handle it. That mindset nearly ruined my life. The worst part was how other people reacted. One night at a party, Kayla got angry because I wanted to leave early. In front of multiple people, she smacked the back of my head hard enough to make me stumble forward. Everyone laughed. Someone literally said, "Damn bro, she wears the pants in the relationship." I forced myself to laugh too. But internally, I felt humiliated. And that humiliation slowly became isolation. Because once people mock your abuse, you stop talking about it. You stop believing anyone will care. Over time I became constantly anxious around her moods. I monitored her tone. Her facial expressions. How loudly she closed doors. I didn't realize it back then, but I was living in survival mode. Then came the moment that should have ended everything. One night Kayla got drunk during dinner with friends. At some point she started accusing me of flirting with the waitress. I told her quietly she was overreacting. Suddenly she grabbed her drink and threw it directly in my face. The entire table went silent. And then one of our friends laughed awkwardly and said, "You definitely deserved that." That sentence honestly broke something inside me. Because I realized nobody would ever see me as vulnerable. Only weak. When we got home that night, the argument exploded further. She started screaming. Throwing objects. Calling me pathetic. Then suddenly she shoved me hard enough that I hit the kitchen counter. And for the first time in my life, I felt genuinely afraid of someone I loved. The next morning she acted completely normal. That emotional whiplash became routine. Violence. Crying. Apology. Affection. Repeat. That's how toxic cycles trap people psychologically. A few weeks later, I almost left. I actually packed a bag. But Kayla broke down crying so intensely that I stayed. She promised therapy. Promised change. Promised she'd never touch me again. For about 2 months things improved. Then came the knife. Honestly, even now typing that feels surreal. Because people hear knife and imagine some dramatic movie scene. Real life felt quieter. More confusing. More terrifying. It happened on a Tuesday night over something unbelievably stupid. I forgot to answer her text while at work. That's it. When I got home, she was already furious. I remember immediately feeling tension in the apartment atmosphere. She started accusing me of ignoring her intentionally. I told her calmly I'd been busy all day. That answer somehow made things worse. Suddenly she started screaming that I didn't care anymore. Then she grabbed my phone and threw it against the wall. I remember finally snapping emotionally. Not aggressively. Just exhausted. I said, "I can't keep living like this." And something in her expression changed instantly. Cold. Detached. Like a switch flipped. She walked into the kitchen while still yelling. At first I thought she was just pacing. Then she came back holding a knife. And honestly, my brain didn't process it immediately. Because part of me still couldn't accept reality. Even then. Even after everything. She pointed it toward me while crying and yelling that everyone abandons her eventually. I remember backing away slowly trying to calm her down. Then she suddenly lunged forward. Not dramatically. Not like in movies. Just fast enough to slash my arm while I tried blocking her. The pain shocked me more than anything. And suddenly reality finally broke through denial completely. This wasn't toxic. This wasn't relationship drama. This was violence. Real violence. I locked myself in the bathroom and called 911 while holding a towel against my arm. And honestly, the dispatcher sounding genuinely concerned almost made me cry. Because it was the first time someone treated what was happening seriously. Police arrived within minutes. Kayla immediately switched personalities. Crying. Panicking. Claiming it was an accident. But thankfully the officers saw the destroyed apartment immediately. The broken phone. The overturned furniture. The blood. And for once, nobody laughed. Watching Kayla get arrested was one of the strangest moments of my life. Not satisfying. Not empowering. Just heartbreaking. Because despite everything, part of me still loved her. That's the ugly reality people don't understand about abusive relationships. Love doesn't disappear just because someone hurts you. Sometimes that's exactly what makes leaving so hard. The following weeks were horrible emotionally. Some friends supported me. Others minimized everything instantly. One guy literally asked, "Bro, but were you actually scared of her?" As if fear only counts when the abuser is physically larger. That question disgusted me. Because abuse isn't defined by size. It's defined by control, fear, and violence. I eventually started therapy after the incident. And honestly, that therapy probably saved my life. Because for the first time someone explained something clearly. What happened to me was abuse long before the knife appeared. The knife just forced me to finally stop denying it. Update. It's been a little over a year now since everything happened. And honestly, I barely recognized the person I was back then. For months after the breakup, I struggled with intense anxiety. Loud voices made me panic. Arguments terrified me. Even sudden movements near me triggered stress responses. I didn't realize how deeply constant fear rewires your nervous system until I finally escaped it. Kayla eventually accepted a plea deal after the assault charge. Apparently she's in therapy now too. And despite everything, I genuinely hope she changes someday. But change and forgiveness are not the same thing. One thing that surprised me most after sharing my story publicly was how many men privately contacted me afterward. Messages like, "My girlfriend does the same thing. Everyone laughs when she hits me too. I thought I was weak for feeling abused." That broke my heart. Because society teaches men that suffering quietly is masculinity. It isn't. Real strength is recognizing when someone is destroying you emotionally and physically, and leaving before they destroy your sense of self completely. And honestly, the biggest lesson I learned is this. If someone hurts you repeatedly and everyone around you treats it like a joke, that doesn't make the abuse less real. It just means the people around you failed too.